Hi there, hi, it's Lindsay again. I'm just going to do a quick live today, and it's the review on the Scentsy Go. Okay, so last week I did an unboxing video of the Scentsy Go, and I unboxed it on the camera and just had a quick look at it and read some of the instructions and put on some of the features. I'm just hand holding this mobile because you can probably tell from the way I look. It was a bit of a sleepless night with the kids, and this one in particular, she's sat here eating some lunch behind me. So I'm just going to go through a quick review on the things about the Scentsy Go that I've discovered after using it for this past 4 or 5 days in the bathroom downstairs. So like I said, I had it in the bathroom because it doesn't have any plugs in there. So this is the Scentsy Go, so you might have seen that unboxing. And just a really quick side note as well, the last time I did a live was in this kitchen, and the wall at the back here was covered in the fingerprints of my other child, he's a toddler, and he's been covering that wall for the last couple of years with fingerprints, greasy fingerprints, and we weren't able to clean it off. And my husband saw the live video that I did and decided it was horrendous and needed to paint the kitchen. So top tip there, if you want your house redecorating, do a quick video or a post on social media with that in the background, and maybe you'll get a bit of a hand decorating your house. That was a bonus anyway, so that's all a nice freshly painted kitchen now for me. Okay, so anyway, back to the Scentsy Go. So the Scentsy Go, like I said, it's a portable fragrance unit. It's got a little fan built into the bottom of it, and it runs off a USB charge. It has a battery inside, so it runs off a USB charge. Okay, so once it's charged, it has quite a long life. I haven't yet found out really exactly the life of it, because I'll tell you for why. There's a feature I forgot to explain the last time on it that I kind of didn't read when I was skimming through the instructions, and that's the eco mode. So when you switch it on, you press the button and hold the fan button at the top there. So I'm going to do that now, and the little light comes on to show that it's working. So the fan's on. Like I said before, it's extremely quiet. But if you press the button again, the light goes green, so it's gone like green now, and it goes on intermittently. So instead of going on all the time, just being on constant, it goes on intermittent, and that means I think a rough estimate when I've looked at it, it goes on for around about 15 seconds and then off for about 30 and then back on. So I suppose it's kind of down to about a third of the time running. So that was a really good feature I liked. So on my review of this, hey Becca, say hello. She's been eating for a while, so hopefully she'll stay quiet enough for me now. So the Scentsy Go here, I liked the look of it. I think it's a really nice, sleek design. The frosted, it's kind of like a resin surface on the main body of it. It's wipeable, it's easy to clean, and it has the little pads at the bottom are the non-slip like pads, so you can put it down on tiles or whatever, it doesn't slip around. So that's good. Probably, if I'm really honest, the only thing I was a bit surprised at, or not surprised, but it's called the rose gold and the other one's the silver. So there's two different colours. And I don't know if you can see it there, I'm going to show you. Now the colour is like a rose gold colour, but it's not metallic. So that band of colour that's around it isn't metal or metallic. And although it has a very, very tiny kind of sheen to it, it's not like shiny or anything like that. So I'd say probably, if I'm totally honest, that would be the only bit I'd surprise me, was that it's called rose gold. Maybe to me that's maybe like a blush pink or a dusky pink or dusky rose, something like that. In colour wise, to me rose gold implies that it's maybe shinier than that. So that's the only thing I would say. But apart from that, I like the look of it, and practically it's really great for the bathroom. It was I could move it anywhere within the bathroom that I wanted, but I only have a small main bathroom in the house. We have a couple of en-suites upstairs, and for the main bathroom, it was definitely big enough. The pods are quite strong, they're quite concentrated, so when you put the new pods in, the first day or so, I noticed the smell in the bathroom was quite strong, even with it on the eco mode, even with it on intermittent. And that was probably a bit too strong actually for me for the first day or so, but after that it kind of settled, and the clean breeze smell I put in there was lovely. And that was where you just unscrew the top and do this one-handed while I hold the mobile and put the pods in. I've got a couple of pods in there now of the clean breeze, and that was really handy. To just pop them in and on you go. Now there was another function that I didn't know about until after I started using it, and that was the automatic switch off. So basically, if you have it on, hey good girl, if you have it on and you leave it on and don't touch it at all, it switches itself off after 3 hours. So that's great, so you conserve battery life. It's great, especially if you haven't left it on eco and you've left it on just full go. So it saves your pods, for one, the length of that you're going to use your pods for, and it saves so the fragrance, and it saves the actual battery life of the machine. The only thing is that means it's not really suitable for leaving it. Say you wanted it in, I don't know, like an office or something where you're in and out of all day, but you weren't paying attention to it, but you wanted it on all day. Maybe if it's an office that other people came and went into as well as yourself, maybe that would mean that you wouldn't. It wouldn't be the best because it would go off after 3 hours. Maybe in that case you really need to have a plug-in warmer, or even something like the air purifier that we do, which is a bigger and more expensive machine, but it's on the power source. I'm just going to get Rebecca out the high chair here. It's on a power source, and it would keep going, all that time as long as you wanted it to. So that's probably, I would say that's probably the only two downsides of the Scentsy Go that I've discovered so far. One is the rose gold. It would be nice if maybe that was metallic rose gold, or if it was called blush rose or something like that instead, or dusky rose. And the other thing would be just that the automatic switch off. So I was thinking the battery would run out, and it actually hadn't. I was going in and thinking, God, the battery life hasn't lasted very long on here. And then I'd switch it on, it'd come on again, and then I'd go back and then I read through the instructions again and found out that it switches off after 3 hours. But in hindsight, it is a good option. It's a good function, because if you're in and out of your house, you're at work all day, during the daytime, you don't need the Go to be fragrance in your bathroom all day long when nobody's there for hours and hours a day. So in that case, the switch off after 3 hours is great, really, isn't it? Because it's gonna, like I said, preserves your fragrance as well as the battery life of the machine. So look nice, battery life is good, and the pods, like I said, the pods are quite strong when you start, so don't be put off the first day or so when you put a new pod in, a new fragrance pod, because they are strong, but they do fade a little bit after that. But they kind of settle. It's not fade, they settle, and then you kind of end up with a nice fragrance and those two pods there that I've got in is the same pack that I had before. I haven't changed them. They come in a twin pack, and I think they say they last about 120 hours, which if you have your machine on eco mode and you're only and it's going off after 3 hours, so you have it on, say, like maybe in the morning, and then maybe in the evenings, and maybe a couple of times at the weekend or something like that, again, great. And again, like the mini fan diffuser, completely portable. So if you wanted to bring it with you to, a rented office or a booked office for a meeting, or you wanted to take it with you on holiday, put it in the bathroom in the hotel, or just in the hotel room, anything like that. Even camping inside your tent, if you don't like the sort of tent. Sorry, I'm getting battered now by by Rebecca. Hello. Anyway, so that's my quick review. I'm going to go before I get pulled apart completely. And my plan later tonight, I'm just going to do a quick welcome video to introduce Scentsy to people that haven't really heard of it before, and explain a little bit more about what it's about, rather than just its home fragrance, because it is more than that, and there's a reason for that. So I'm going to do a quick intro video, and I'll tag everyone in the group to make sure that you can see that if you want to. And apart from that, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again later. Bye-bye. Bye, Becca.